Hey, I'm so excited. Sophie here, and this afternoon I have somebody coming over in a minute to my backyard to teach me and to teach you how to keep our pelvic muscles really healthy and strong, our pelvic floor really healthy and strong. Post-menopause, 50 plus, it's really, really important stuff, and also really great for postpartum as well. So, she's coming in a minute. All right, so here we are in my backyard, sunshine, lucky, and my special guest, Christine Burke, amazing yoga teacher, author, and great friend. So I'm so happy you're here. And what we want to help you with today, or what Christine is going to help you with at home, she's helped me a lot, is how to keep our pelvic floor strong and healthy. Because we were discussing, obviously you teach women of my age, I'm in my mid-50s, so...
And my age.
Oh, yeah. But you teach a lot, as we both do. We both teach women, really all the way through from sort of postpartum and very, very much 50 plus, 60. What's your oldest yoga?
Well, my oldest student started at 93.
Started at 93. Okay, so we're in it for the long haul. And as you know, Christine, I'm all about helping everybody just to stay really sort of healthy in every respect.
Yes.
And I think the pelvic floor is often, it's a subject that's not talked about because it can be a bit embarrassing.
Yeah.
It really can, and you don't want to talk. There are so many issues, from prolapse to leakage to sexual dysfunction. There's a lot, isn't there?
Yeah, and it can sneak up on you. You can suddenly go for a good laugh and
yes, yeah, exactly.
What's happening?
I know.
No, but you're not alone if you've had that experience.
Alone. And it's so, all of the above, by the way, is more common than not,
Absolutely.
Particularly if you've had children. And then we get older, and just much like all the muscles in our body, it's the pelvic floor is a collection of muscles, and Christine's going to be talking about. So anyway, I don't want to spoil what she's going to tell you, because she's got these 5 tips, and they're unique, they're unusual. It's not your regular your healthcare provider saying you've got to do your Kegels, because actually that in some ways to just do those can do more harm than good.
Well, it's true. It's not ubiquitous that everyone should be doing massive amounts of Kegels, but it seems like the go-to, kind of prescription for a pelvic floor. But we're going to dive into something a little bit more than that.
I can't wait. So here are 5 tips that are really going to help you to keep everything strong and healthy for years to come. Christine's already shared the 5 tips with me, so I can't wait to share them with you. So tip number 1.
Okay, tip number 1, and this can go across the board for everything in your life, is balance. So when we think of strengthening the pelvic floor muscles and the whole collection of muscles that make up that region, we want to think about balance, how to let go of those muscles, let them relax, surrender, be free, and how to engage, pull up, and strengthen them. So let's just do a little thing together here, all right? We're just going to relax and sit comfortably wherever you are, and take a nice deep breath in through your nose, and let's let it out through our mouths. Now when you finish that breath, let it go and squeeze what you think is your pelvic floor. Okay.
Oh, what actually is our pelvic floor?
Very good question. So relax for a moment.
Yeah.
Let's backtrack to that.
Yes.
The pelvic floor, if you had to go to the bathroom, let's say you're in an airplane, let's paint a scenario, and you have to go to the bathroom and the bathroom is full. What you would be squeezing to stop yourself from going to the bathroom is, in essence, your pelvic floor. You're just taking those muscles and you're gripping them in to keep the urine from coming out. But what we're going to work with is something also a little bit further and deeper into the body that doesn't require that same kind of contraction to strengthen. So that's the good news. You don't have to hold it all the time. But the pelvic floor is that base of your pelvis, right? You're sitting upon it right there, and the muscles that pull up and in there as you would use to contract so that you didn't
Pee your pants.
pee your pants. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so let's do this again.
Okay, so we're doing the balance. This is the balance.
We're doing the balance.
Okay.
We just want to know what it feels like to hold on and let go.
Okay.
So you're relaxed. We'll take a clearing breath again through your nose. Out through your mouth. Good. Now squeeze down below. Squeeze down below. Pull up. Think of it as like a geyser moving up to the center of your body, and you're gripping those muscles, and you might even feel your buttocks squeeze and lift you a little bit away from the floor. Really squeeze with all your might for a moment. And now relax it. Relax it, relax it, relax it. Just let your breath be normal, whatever it is. Relax, relax. Your muscles might still try to grip a little bit. We're going for absolute melting. Take a deep breath in and out. So the thing that I want to point out about that is, like most of us, in many occasions, we're holding a little bit of tension all the time. So to really know what it means to ultimately relax, surrender, and let go, we almost have to notice what it is to be completely engaged, really tight with your muscles. Then you can experience what it is to really let go.
Wow, that was actually quite a revelation for me just doing that, because I realized for the first time ever that in totally relaxing, my whole body just went,
Yes.
it was almost like everything just went, ah.
There's a deeper space of relaxation that's possible when you really feel it in the pelvic floor. This is very foundational stuff. So that's why we use the root lock a lot to create relaxation. So in yoga, we can call that squeezing and lifting a root lock. And
I like that. So we're going to go with root lock.
root lock.
Okay.
And practice relaxing that area as much as you can throughout the day, not just thinking about engaging it, but relaxing it so it's not always on alert, and then it doesn't get fatigued, and then it's not as strong. So we get this idea, just do more push-ups, do more this, but if we're not recovering and allowing for the surrender at the same time, we're actually fatiguing and we never build up the strength that we want.
That is genius, and thank you for that, because I've never heard that. We just hear this ubiquitous, you got to do this endless, and it's sort of stressful. And you, anyway, so I love that, and I hope you find that helpful. So,
Yeah, great.
tip number 2.
Okay, tip number 2 is breath, 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 breath. So when we use our breath in any way, healthy and balanced breath, it's going to allow for more blood flow through the pelvic floor, more circulation, more relaxation, and more ability to strengthen the area when we're using the breath properly. They're really connected. So the stronger your pelvic floor, usually the better your breath is, and the better your breath, the stronger your pelvic floor. And we're just going to do a really, really simple breath technique. It doesn't even have to be complicated or fancy, though there are many complicated, fancy breaths I'd love to share. But this is your go-to. Okay, simple, deep yogic breath, and I'm just going to point something out about it. So we're sitting nice and tall and comfortable. You'll take a nice deep breath in through your nose. We're going to exhale through the nose as well. And we're just going to feel that. Do that again. Inhale, nose. Exhale, nose. So you're feeling the sensation of filling and emptying in. One more time. Fill it up. Let it out. Now we're going to pay attention to the navel. So breathe in and let your belly expand. This is classic yoga breath. When you exhale, draw the navel to your spine and feel that slow pulling in all the way to the end of the breath. And if you do that with real consciousness, you'll feel a little engagement deep inside your pelvic floor. It's a little different than squeezing just the pelvic floor to stop the flow of urine. It's a little bit deeper, it's a little different, and works some muscles that are very important in there. So let's try that again. Our eyes are closed if that's comfortable for you. You're relaxed, learning something new and important and exciting about your body. Take a deep breath in, nice and slow. Feel your chest rise. Now as you exhale, slowly pulling your navel towards your spine as the breath leaves. Really make sure you go all the way to the end of that exhale, still squeezing a bit. Good. Now relax the belly, breathe in. It's like a balloon expanding. Exhale. As the air leaves the balloon, we're drawing the navel into the spine. It's working some muscles deep up in there.
Oh, I love that.
That's it, really.
Is that just, my question about that is, as I'm drawing my belly in, my low belly in, or my navel in towards the end of the breath, should I consciously pull up my pelvic floor at the same time?
I'm going to say that on this one, you don't even have to do that.
Okay.
This one, we're just articulating this really deep yogic style breath, and it is working some of the muscles deeper in there. Now, when we do what we did the first time, when we consciously squeeze the pelvic floor, one of the best times to do that is after your exhale. So if you want to add a little bit to that, you exhale completely, you've pulled the navel in, then we're going to squeeze the pelvic floor like you did when you were holding, because the airplane bathroom was full. You're going to squeeze there, maybe count of 3 is fine, relax it.
Ooh, so we got a little extra tip.
Extra, yeah,
we got a little
exactly.
extra tip in there.
So just making sure that you get used to using this yogic breath and knowing that that does something in and of itself that's really important and really balancing. But then when you want to get that little extra, you can do a set of maybe 5 to 10, do that same breath, and then do the little squeeze on the end. Then you've gotten the whole well-rounded balanced picture.
Oh, that's amazing. Now, the next tip, if I'm right, we're going to be standing up, right?
Yeah.
But before we get to that, I just want to, I'm looking at Sunshine there, right? And Sunshine, she had a prolapse. Because she was forced to have so many litters of puppies before we adopted her, and she was thrown out, that she had a prolapse and she had to have a surgery. And I wish she could know how to do Kegels and
I do too.
not Kegels,
Maybe
but
she's
the breath.
listening.
I think she's really taking this in, don't you? I think she's really understanding it. All right, we're going to get to tip number 3.
Oh, look. She says, I do understand.
No, stop it.
I do understand. You're so welcome.
I've never seen her take to somebody like.
So welcome.
She's just met her.
All the ladies like this conversation. It's good to get it out in the open.
It's good to get it out in the open. The leakage and the whole thing has got to be talked about. Oh my God, no, she really says, no, Lucky, it's not for you. He's a boy, and it's not boy conversation, sweetheart. Not really.
We'll talk about prostate
another time. But she's like, I'm so in for this.
She's like, finally
somebody gets me, understands me. And she said, I don't really like Kegels, so this is great.
Because not everybody does.
No.
You don't have to wear yourself out with a million Kegels.
No, sweetheart, you don't.
See, we covered your favorite topic. I'm so glad we're bonding over this. I am.
I'll stop looking at it.
Oh my gosh, you're so cute.
What is tip number 3?
Okay, tip number 3 is Tadasana, or mountain pose, with a block.
Okay.
Very simple. Everyone who can stand up can do this. Sophie, would you please place the block between your thighs? We're going to do it. You can do either way. It depends on the thickness of the block that you're using.
So it could either be that way?
So you want to feel what makes your hips feel aligned over your ankles, and you can still give it a good squeeze.
Oh, I think I might go with that. Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be a little bit better. So your feet are about hips distance apart. You're evenly weighted front to back, inner to outer heel. You're standing nice and tall. You're going to draw your belly button a little bit in and let your tailbone drop and open across your chest and heart. All the usual mountain pose things. Now all you're going to do is squeeze into the block. And
squeeze with my
thighs.
thighs.
With your inner thighs. Try to suck the block up into your pelvis. It's like you're going to swallow the block with your root. Okay, so as you squeeze in and you pull up, we're working the muscles in a particular way.
This is
Can you feel that?
amazing.
Yeah. And you can breathe naturally. You can inhale if you like as you squeeze, and then you can take a relax and you can exhale a little bit. Or you can just let your breath flow and squeeze and hold 3 to 5 seconds and relax.
You know what I love about this, Christine, is I'm just using, you can use any kind of regular yoga block. This is cork one or whatever kind you can get. They're very inexpensive. But you can keep it like on your kitchen counter or somewhere where you can see it.
You could be washing dishes.
You could be washing dishes or whatever. But for me, I love to see things where I'm like, oh, that reminds me to do it. Okay, so we're just pulling up.
And if you just
so
do this a few
powerful.
times a day, let's say that we're going to do 5 rounds and you're going to hold the block for 3 to 5 seconds each time is plenty. And you could do 5 rounds, once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day.
Genius.
Yeah.
How easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second one.
Are we on tip number 4?
Oh, yes.
Okay, tip number 4.
Yes. Second pose, tip number 4. So
Is
warrior
warrior.
2.
Warrior
yes,
2.
warrior 2. So if you go ahead, I know you know this pose well. You step your feet apart. You've got one foot that's parallel to the edge if you're using a mat, or if you're not, it's just straight like to a wall. Keep it parallel to the wall. The other foot's pointing out and open. She's going to bend the front leg. We're tracking the knee over the ankle. The back leg is straight and strong. And you can go ahead and take your arms out to the side. And just like mountain pose, you still got your belly button a little bit in, your tailbone is down, your chest is up. Simply by pressing into your heels in this pose as you hold it, you start to engage the inner thigh muscles that run right up into the pelvic floor. So if you think of it like squeezing your heels towards each other and pushing into the ground at the same time, you'll start to activate the legs. So you don't have to do a million Kegels. You just hold here and breathe for 5 breaths.
And you get a leg workout for free.
Yeah, you get a leg workout, you get core, you get arms.
Yeah, arms.
You get the whole thing.
You could even hold some little hand weights in your arms if you wanted to.
Absolutely. And you can lift your toes up as well. That's just another little variation. If you want to take, let's do this side,
Yeah.
And this side, if you want to lift your toes up and press into your heels.
Yeah.
Sometimes for some of us, that'll give a little more boost to that feeling through the legs and inner thighs. And just make sure you're still pressing into your heels. And you also feel like you're squeezing the heels towards each other. It's an isometric squeezing in.
Almost like you're pulling the yoga mat in.
Like you want to buckle the yoga mat.
Oh, wow. Excellent. And again, something you can do.
Each side.
5 breaths each side, something you can do in the course of your day.
Yeah.
Tip number 5.
5.
Yep, we're at 5.
Yeah.
We're at 5.
This one's lying down.
So what is it called, this one?
It's Happy Baby.
Okay, tip number 5, just remember this, is Happy Baby, which I think is going to be my favorite one.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's a crowd pleaser all the way around. And Happy Baby pose works on that other balance aspect. So we were just working those muscles a bit, and we want full relaxation. So where you might not feel fully relaxed when you're at the gynecologist's office.
No,
here in the privacy of your own home, you're going to grab your feet if possible, and if not, you'll hold your ankles or behind your knees.
So you could modify by going here,
Yep.
here,
Yep.
or here.
Or here. And the way you're going to know is if when you grab your feet, can you jut your chin up and squeeze your shoulders like you can't reach your feet easily? If you were finding yourself sort of reaching, then you want to go down to ankles or behind your knees.
Yeah, great.
But otherwise, you're just nice and flat. Your legs are open, right? You feel ready for anything.
Ready.
And you're going to relax your back into the floor. You're going to relax your pelvic floor, your inner thighs, and you're going to just breathe deep and slow like we did in the beginning. And enjoy the floor's holding you, you're grounded, you're secure, everything's open and airy. No engagement here, no squeezing in the pelvic floor, just open, sweet bliss.
Wow. I love happy baby pose. It feels so good, and it just occurred to me that some people, with a sort of, sexual dysfunction, something else that's really not talked about very much and can be such a real thing, and particularly for older women, that's a beautiful pose. Just to sort of breathe into.
It's very embracing of our bodies. It's really, it's allowing yourself to be free and open with your body and not be judgmental, and just get that kind of sensation that you may have had at different times in your life when you were younger or felt more comfortable with your body too. So I think it's a really, really beautiful pose. Plus, it's Happy Baby because babies we come in free of care, knowing everything's taken care of, and you can kind of travel back to that feeling as well.
I love it. Thank you well, I'm going to actually put a link to Christine's book. She has a wonderful book all about, she has 2 books actually. First book is called The Yoga Healer and is prescriptive. So if you're anxious, if you've got particular problems, give me some of the prescriptions.
Well, there's body, mind, and spirit. So for spirit, it could be like I want to feel more gratitude or joy. I want to access a feeling. For body, it can be low back pain, tight hips. For mind, it can be focus or de-stressing, anti-anxiety. So that's the kind of prescriptive 20-minute practice.
And it's beautiful. They're so simple. So I'll put a link to that underneath the video. And your new book is called
The Power of Breath and Hand Yoga, pranayama and mudras for health and well-being. So hand yoga is mudras. You can do a million things, and this one's broken up into body and soul. So it's similar, but only using breath meditation and yoga for your hands.
And what is so beautiful about that, for you ladies out there, and I know I have some ladies in my community who are maybe wheelchair bound, who are, you know, for some reason or another, you've got injuries and you literally can't get up on a yoga mat and leap around, then this is a beautiful book for you, because there's something that you can do that is so deeply healing. So come here, my beautiful friend. Isn't she the best? She's such a healing, beautiful, joyful soul. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave us your comments. Let us know if there's other things that you would like me to have Christine to come back. She is known as the yoga healer. She is a yoga healer. So let me know, is there something that you're like, oh, Sophie, would love her to come and teach us? Fill in the blank. Let me know in the comments, and I or we will see you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
If you enjoyed this video and don't want to miss any of my upcoming videos, please subscribe and make sure you click on the bell icon next door to the subscription box so you'll be notified as soon as a video goes live. Also, make sure you turn on the notifications for YouTube on your phone.